Imagine you go with your friends to the beach, or your family, or whoever it may be, and you see someone dressed in a suit. You're probably going to think that's pretty odd, or maybe you'll think there's a wedding, or, I don't know, maybe some popularity event, who knows. But then imagine that he's dead, alright, and just sitting on the beach in the most expensive clothing you can imagine. What are you going to think? You're probably going to be freaking out. You're not going to know why he died, and so naturally you'd call authorities. Well, that's what happened in the case of the body on Somerton Beach, but they never found out who did it, or what happened, or why this guy ended up dead. So today that's what we're going to be talking about, the body on Somerton Beach. Before we get into that though, I'd like to ask you guys to subscribe and like the video, but more importantly subscribe. It helps out the algorithm, and I really need subscribers. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's get into it. So on December 1948, someone discovered a body on Somerton Beach, Australia. And it was strange because this guy was wearing one of the most lavish suits you could possibly own. Okay, he was well groomed, very wealthy as it seemed, and he was just sort of slumped next to a wall dead. So when authorities came, they were sort of trying to piece together the puzzle. Like, why did this guy come to the beach dressed like this? People usually come in swimsuits. And they couldn't figure out a reason why he was at the beach. And they also didn't find any markings on his body that would suggest some sort of trauma or violent act that killed him. And so they were really just confused initially, like, why is such a well-dressed man here? Now they figured, since he's well-dressed, he must be one of the wealthier people, maybe one of the elite people. So we'll put his name in a newspaper and we'll try and figure out who he is. Or not really his name, I'm sorry, but his picture. And months pass and nobody knows who this guy was. It's as if he never existed. He was just there, and they don't know how he got there. And so they start running autopsies. And an autopsy, for those of you who don't know, is when they basically do surgery on a dead body to try and figure out how that person died. And so they're running autopsies and they're trying to either say it was heart failure or poison. Yes, I just did a sound effect, and guess what? Nobody knows I'm doing YouTube, and I need your help to get to 100,000 subscribers to try and tell my parents, because if you don't know, I still live with my parents, and nobody knows that I'm doing YouTube. So I really need your help to subscribe. I want to tell them once I get a big number so that I can continue doing it. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. There's no sign of heart failure. Okay, so then they're like, okay, it's gotta be poison. But then there's no poison in his system. So they don't know how he died. And they're still puzzled because there's no identification on him, so they can't sort of make a history. The reason why they identify is, number one, to tell the family, but number two, to research the family's history to try and get a story. You know, why would this guy be thinking like this? Why was he at the beach? And after months, they look to his jacket and they find a hidden pocket with a note. So they rip open the pocket, they find the note, and the note basically has the name of a book called Rubaiyat, which is extremely rare. Like, there's very few in existence. And then it also has like a coded phone number almost. So they're trying to find where this book is. It's extremely rare. And a man comes forward with, I guess, the book that this guy owned, or he just had a copy, but in it, engraved, were these like ancient letters that when translated said, "It has ended." And so people started conspiracizing that he took his own life, that he was involved in like, I don't know, Satan-like works. But basically, the phone number went cold because the woman refused basically to talk, and they never figured out who this man was, who he belonged to, or why he was on the beach. And until to this day, it remains an unsolved mystery, one of the strangest mysteries, actually. Yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it for today, guys. If you have any information on the body of Somerton, please let me know. I'd like to know whatever happened to the case, if it's still going on. And, yeah, please don't forget to subscribe. It's for free. And thank you for watching. Until next time.